The first look at Avengers Doomsday feels like a standard action preview, but strip away the explosions, and you are actually looking at a crime scene littered with terrifying cosmic anomalies. Look closely at Charles Xavier's mansion. Outside his window, the sky isn't its usual color. 616, the mutant timeline of Earth 10,005, and the Fantastic Four's Earth 828 are being forcefully dragged into the exact same point in space. As planets are pulled out of their standard orbits, their atmospheres physically overlap, forming a deadly Venn diagram. Deep beneath the surface, the magnetic cores of these three Earths fuse together. The gravitational stress will shatter the crust of all three worlds simultaneously. There is no villain to punch here. This is a mathematical countdown to the absolute erasure of existence. Inside the X-Mansion, that creeping dread explodes into a violent civil war among former allies. The collision forces impossible matchups. Heroes like Shang-Chi are locked in a brutal brawl against Gambit, shattering the ancient library's architecture. These heroes are clashing because the only way to save their own universe is to ignite the core of the rival planet. The mission requires the total annihilation of another Earth and everyone on it. The incursion transforms the multiverse's greatest protectors into ruthless planetary executioners. Over in the new Avengers Tower, the Fantastic Four arrive under the radar, desperately looking for a solution. Background monitors in the tower track the collapsing reality with a digital countdown. Every second lost brings them closer to the magnetic fusion of worlds. Even with the greatest scientific minds across three universes gathered in a single room, the heroes appear completely paralyzed. Human science, vibranium technology, and traditional superhero planning offer zero solutions against a cosmic anomaly of this scale. The anomalies aren't limited to the sky. Down in Wakanda, the environment surrounding Namor's underwater kingdom is completely broken. Millions of gallons of dark ocean water are forcefully held back by an invisible barrier. What should be the bottom of the sea is now an arid, dry stone temple. Namor's kingdom has been surgically extracted from its tectonic foundation. This dry seabed is a raw component being prepared for a patchwork planet known as Battleworld. These universes aren't dying by accident. A master architect is deliberately scavenging them for parts. The identity of that architect might tie back to a 1-second flash of Loki, appearing as a time variance authority analyst holding a specific multiversal ID badge. He is currently the god of stories, holding the multiverse together at the end of time. Returning to his TVA agent persona suggests he is investigating a specific violation of the timeline. Loki appears in a domestic setting, likely tracking the precise moment the timeline shattered, the branch created when Steve Rogers remained in the 1940s. By living a secret life with Peggy Carter, Steve introduced a massive paradox. That decision created a branch timeline that lacked a Tony Stark to protect it, allowing a Latvian variant named Victor Von Doom to rise in his place. The most righteous hero in the MCU simply wanted a happy ending, and in the process, he unknowingly set off the chain reaction that is now destroying everything. That creeping terror is reflected in Thor, who spends the footage delivering a desperate warning to the remaining heroes. This is the warrior who confidently decapitated Thanos. Now he is broken, psychologically exhausted, and entirely consumed by fear. We see exactly why when he strikes Dr. Doom with a full-power blow from Stormbreaker, and Doom stops it with two metal-clad fingers. Doom's gauntlet fuses ancient, impenetrable magical runes with high-yield alloy plating. This allows him to absorb and nullify cosmic energy attacks as they strike. He has mastered both cutting-edge technology and dark magic. That combination makes him an unstoppable, god-level threat that dwarfs Thanos. But the cruelest anomaly is the face hiding behind that cold metal mask. The Avengers are going to be forced into a psychological torture chamber, fighting a tyrant who wears the exact face of Tony Stark, the man who sacrificed himself to save them. Doom is actively letting every universe burn to ashes, positioning himself to rule the scavenged remnants as the supreme god emperor of Battleworld. So what do you think? Did Steve Rogers' trip to the past trigger this apocalypse? Or is it entirely the result of Dr. Doom's sinister ambition? Let me know in the comments. If you want to keep exploring the darkest, unresolved mysteries in cinema, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next breakdown. Thor has survived gods, alien armadas, and the end of his own world. But the casualties of those past wars look small compared to the scale of what is approaching. This threat seeks to annihilate multiple universes. When Thanos used the Infinity Stones, he targeted half of all life within one reality. The incoming crisis operates on a different magnitude, the total erasure of reality itself. The danger is so absolute that the Fantastic Four have abandoned their native universe entirely. They flee across dimensions, docking their ship at Earth 616's Avengers Tower to plead for an alliance. In Telecon, Namor is already in a state of total defense. He is using his powers to physically push back the ocean floor, creating a massive water barrier to shield his kingdom from an unseen force. When the most arrogant kings and the brightest minds in the multiverse act out of pure panic, the objective shifts. Every instinct is now focused on one goal: staying alive at any cost. The mechanism driving this collapse is called an incursion. This happens when two or more universes attempt to occupy the exact same physical space at the exact same time. In this diagram, three distinct color-coded planetary spheres are slowly converging. These represent Earth 616, the X-Men universe of Earth 1005, and the Fantastic Four's Earth 828. Their cores overlap to form a highly unstable, glowing Venn diagram of doomed realities. From the ground level, the view is terrifying. Charles Xavier sits in his wheelchair, watching through his window as a literal second Earth burns red in the sky above his mansion. As a telepath, he is stuck feeling an entire world die. This creates a brutal paradox. The only mathematical way to save your own universe is to actively destroy the incoming Earth before the collision is complete. This is the true horror of a Doomsday event. It forces our greatest heroes to become planetary executioners just to protect their homes. That desperation has already triggered a civil war. We see brutal clashes between heroes of different universes, Shang-Chi exchanging blows with Gambit, and Yelena fighting a shape-shifting Mystique. These are desperate acts of planetary self-defense. Legacy characters from the X-Men universe, including Magneto, are forced into tense, uneasy alliances as their realities crumble around them. Amidst the chaos, chronological anomalies are bleeding through. A TVA-suited Loki appears holding an ID badge, alongside an older Steve Rogers wielding a fully repaired Mjolnir. Steve's appearance links back to the original fracture. When he chose to remain in the past at the end of Endgame, his decision may have been the very spark that ignited this multiversal collapse. The Avengers are now fighting a war on two fronts: the physical invasion of colliding dimensions and the catastrophic consequences of their past timeline tampering. The mastermind behind this collapse wears a face everyone recognizes, only this is not Tony Stark. The MCU's former savior has returned as Victor Von Doom, a dark, twisted reality bender. You can see the scale of his power when Thor attacks. Thor brings Stormbreaker down with a full-power, lightning-infused strike, and Doom casually stops the blade with just 2 armored fingers. Doom's armor is more than a machine. Glowing green runes represent ancient magic, forming geometry that overpowers Asgardian weapons. But he also uses complex algorithms to calculate multiversal manipulation, proving his true threat is the marriage of Stark-level genius and supreme sorcery. Interestingly, Doom is not trying to destroy the multiverse. Instead, he is actively trying to salvage the surviving fragments of these 3 colliding Earths before they completely obliterate each other. He plans to stitch those fragments together into a single, patchwork planet known as Battleworld, a realm built from the ruins of Earth 616, the X-Men universe, and the Fantastic Four's reality. To hold such a fractured reality together, Doom knows he cannot simply be a dictator. He must elevate himself above mortal men and rule as a mythological deity. The fight to save the multiverse was lost before it began. Now the heroes must battle for a place in the wreckage. Doomsday has finally arrived upon us all, and it is a brutal war to decide exactly who gets to rule the ashes.